So I just want to share this with you, but I kind of forgot how to add a title. All these things that are new and I don't know how to do it. Okay, maybe I do it at the end. Don't want to invite anyone in a room. Okay, so invite followers. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so anyways, I'm just gonna go, and I guess I'll have to figure that out later. You know, I like YouTube these things, and it says, oh, just click this button, and then that button's not there. So Rosa is here with me, and she made my necklace for me. I just got done working out, and I'm sweating, and I'm breaking my fast with yogurt and nuts today, and cinnamon. One of my favorite low carb days.
Mommy, what's happening?
I have a Band-Aid. I had to go to the doctor. It's a Band-Aid. So, I wanted to do an edition of do this, not that. Okay? As I was doing my workout, and I'm slowly incorporating heavier weights. It's a Band-Aid because I have a boo-boo. My earring? Anyways, only 5-pound weights, you guys, but I still, it's still funny because I hear cues from the trainers and it's like, it's just, they don't know, they're not aware, because of the education that I have taken and the stuff that I immerse myself in, all relating to core and pelvic floor and all of that stuff. And the certification that I have is so core specific. I've learned a lot of different things. And unless you go through those training and dedicate yourself to that, you are just not aware. So I'm not bashing anybody. I'm literally just saying it's an awareness that needs to come out, even from all of these trainers. So I'm just going to share that with you. So one of the things that you should not be doing that so many trainers still say is suck your belly button into your spine to keep a tight core. Okay? That is what you should not do. Don't do it. The issue with that is if you are sucking your belly button straight back to your core, what happens if you are not engaging your entire core unit, which your entire core unit is your diaphragm, your pelvic floor, your transverse, okay? If you are not engaging that the right way, what happens if you're sucking your belly button into your spine? I should have brought my prop for this. What happens is, okay, pretend this is your belly button, okay? If you're sucking it and this is your pelvic floor, okay, this is your diaphragm and your core. Pelvic floor, this is your belly. If you are just sucking, you're putting all this pressure on your pelvic floor, okay? So that's what's gonna happen. So if you're hearing trainers cue, suck your belly button to your spine, what happens is if you're not aware of how to hold everything else, your pelvic floor, that's putting unneeded pressure on your pelvic floor. And especially for those of us in the postpartum period, whether you are 6 weeks out or years out and you're still trying to rebuild your pelvic floor, that's really going to put a lot of unneeded pressure on that pelvic floor, which could be causing if you have leaking, if you are still struggling to heal your diastasis, if you are dealing with a prolapse, any of those things, that is going to wreak havoc. So do not pull your belly button to your spine. What you need to do is you need to understand how to engage your entire core unit. So when trainers say like, you know, do the belly button to your spine, or if they say hold your core tight, what you need to understand is that is like a full effect. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift your pelvic floor up, and you're going to wrap your transverse, like pulling your hip bones together, and then wrapping it all the way up like you're zipping a zipper up. So you're not pulling specifically your belly button in. You're lifting and you're wrapping your whole TVA around your core unit. That is what proper core control is, okay? Because when you do that, then you have the pressure is not going down on your pelvic floor. That is all engaging within your core unit, which is what you need. So those of us who suffer with prolapse or a lingering diastasis, or anything, issues relating to your core, low back pain and all of that, is because you're probably not engaging that pelvic floor piece and wrapping your transverse the right way. And there's a science to it. So that's really important, okay? So don't suck your belly button to your spine. You're going to do more harm than good, especially for those of my mamas who are pregnant or newly postpartum and trying to heal their core. Just don't do it. And that is why I have my guidebooks, because I walk you through exactly what your core for is, what the function is, and exactly how to engage and do that pelvic floor lift and how to wrap your TVA. That's what's going to give you that deep core control hold. The other piece that I want to share with you what not to do, and why I start my new moms out with, I don't know why I just took a bite. I'm sorry. I'm hungry, but I'm talking. Is when you are trying to get back to lifting weights. Why I focus on lower weights or resistance bands. Because you can use that core connection that you're building to progress your limbs, right? So one thing that I see so many people doing, even fitness trainers, okay? Yes, I'm going to save this to the IGTV for you. So this will be uploaded after. What? Yes, I will, Rosa. So, for example, a move that I was doing this morning was tricep dip. So one part, like you're not just going to bend over, like you're going to lift and wrap, and you're going to hinge. And then as you're pulling out, this is what I see people doing. Do you see my upper body? How it's flopping around? That's a no-no, okay? You want to lift and then hinge, and you're literally holding your elbows in tight, okay? Holding that deep core, the wrap, holding the wrap. So you're not spilling anything out your pelvic floor. And you're doing this, okay? You're holding your core so tight, you're only moving your triceps. You're not doing the flop here. Okay? Do you see the difference? You really gotta hold, use your core, and slow. You gotta go slow. So that's the issue too. When I train my moms, you have to, yes, it will be up. Thanks for hopping on, Melanie. So you have to use your entire core to use those movements. So even if you're doing like this and see, a lot of times people use this for momentum to lift. Don't do that. That's what not to do. You need to making sure you're engaged, you're neutral, and you're lifting. And see, you're isolating the upper body, but your core is staying so strong and still. And that should be burning, you guys. Your core needs to be firing before any of those movements, and you need to, that's why slow it down. Like if your trainer is like busting out 10 reps and you can't keep up, don't worry about that. Like truly focus on doing that core, deep core wrap as you're going through these moves, no matter what you're doing, like lunges or anything like that. And then I'm going to, either later this week or next week, I'll share a video with you guys, like modifications for core work. Because I think that's really, really important, because it's just so important. And it's not so much like modifications, it's just how you're engaging. And again, slowing down. So I'll share that later. But yes, I hope this was helpful. So what not to do. Don't suck your belly button into your spine. And I have other IGD videos about this, but just don't do it. It's going to leave you in more pain than good, okay? So making sure you do that deep wrap. So you're lifting your pelvic floor and you're wrapping. And again, this is all in my guidebooks, guys. I have a guidebook specific for prenatal and then for the postpartum. So if you've had a baby at any point in your life, the postpartum guide is for you, and it will show you exactly how to engage that pelvic floor and then do that deep core wrap in those specific exercises. And let me tell you, your muscle structure is going to change so much when you're able to do this, okay? So make sure you grab that. And then again, like I said, just when you're doing your workouts, be more aware of like, what is your body doing? Are you doing like movements like this, like making sure you're holding that core and then able to isolate and do the movement. Okay, no moving, slow it down and really engage whatever body part you're working, making sure your core is firing first, because that is what we want. And so many of us have lost touch with that and not aware. I hope you just love my necklace and my bracelet my daughter made for me, because it's just so important, you guys, and it makes such a difference in how you move through your day. Because if you're doing a workout and you're not properly engaging your core and your pelvic floor, you're going to be left like, you're just not going to feel super great. Like, you're going to feel more sore in other areas. You're probably going to feel more sore in your lower back. And you might not be able to see that definition that you're looking for because you're just not truly engaging those muscles. So you have this layer of muscle in your body. It's called your deep myofascial layer. And that needs to engage before you do this. And the only way to get that deep myofascial structure functioning throughout your body is to engage your pelvic floor and your deep core correctly with your breath. So once you have that down, then you work your extremities, and it's like night and day how you can make that work. So I hope that was helpful for you, and stay tuned. I will be doing modifications for core work for those of you who are either just trying to rebuild your core, or especially for my postpartum moms, or it's really beneficial for everyone, but I'm truly going to focus on those prenatal and postpartum moms. So thank you for joining me. I will save this for an IGTV. Hopefully I can figure that out. Okay. And now I don't know how to end this. So this is what happened before. All right, there we go.